Hello everyone, and thank you for joining Source Capital while we introduce the latest project to go live on the platform, Columbus Ravine in Scarborough. Today we'll run through quite a lot of information. We'll run through who Source Capital are as a business. We'll run through the project itself, this investment opportunity, looking at the facts, the figures and the financials. We'll have a look at the risk management that's taken place on this particular project. We'll have a look at the timescales in place. We'll have a chat with Sarah, the borrower, on this particular investment opportunity, and we'll talk about the next steps. So if this investment opportunity does tick all the right boxes for yourself, how you're able to invest and become a Source Capital investor. So who are Source Capital? Here is the Source Capital team. The Source Capital team is made up of a blend of people who bring a really good array of skills and expertise into every single project that goes live on the platform. The directors of Source share over 100 years of property experience, and they have their own portfolios and projects, and they do their own developments as part of Source as well. As the property industry leaders, Source Capital bring together a really good blend of different projects onto the platform, anything from commercial conversions right the way through to simple renovations. Today, we're going to talk about the project in Scarborough, which is a conversion from a 6 guest house into 3 2-bedroom apartments. And it's myself, John Wilson, who's going to be running through the webinar and the project. On the left-hand side on the screen is Stephen Moss, the Managing Director. Then we have Martin Blakey, the other Relationship Director here at Source Capital. And we have Emma Riley, Operations Manager, and Paul Horton, the Platform Manager. If you want to get in touch with the team, you can contact us on capital@source.co. The phone number 0333 900 9999 and at sourcecapital.co. So Source as a company have flagship developments across the whole UK with a pipeline of over £277 million. We have over 100 network offices across the UK. Currently, today, we have a 100% repayment success rate, and that is of capital and of interest earned. We never charge any fees, whether that is for investors which are signing up to the platform, or when they make their first investment, or even when you withdraw funds away from the platform. We never charge fees ever to our investors. And you can earn up to 12% returns in this particular offering and other investment opportunities as well with Sourced. Our values, we're very committed to our customers. So everything that we do, we have the heart of our customers in mind. We think about what they want to see in terms of the types of projects that we put live, and we make a full due diligence document which will illustrate all of that information. We're very transparent within that due diligence document and within the updates that are received right the way through the project. We'll advise of where the project's up to, at what stage, any issues that arise, and how we've been able to solve those potential issues. We take risk really seriously. So when we go through the due diligence process, we'll assess the deal itself in terms of a viable option for the developer as well as for the investor to make sure that we're not overexposing our investors. We're completely honest right the way through the process, from the beginning when we create the due diligence document to the updates when a project is live to when repayments are made at the end of a project. And there's diversity and innovation, not only within the company in terms of the platform that we utilize, but also the projects that go live. So they could be anything from a commercial to residential conversion. They could be anywhere across the UK, just to enable our investors to make a really diverse portfolio. And we're always constantly looking to improve. So we see here a CGI of the internals of Columbus Ravine. So Columbus Ravine is based in Scarborough. So the borrower of the project has exchange contracts on the purchase of this guest house in Scarborough. The property will be purchased with planning permission in place for the build of 3 apartments. So it's a conversion from 6 room guest house to 3 two-bedroom apartments. And the investment opportunity was identified by the borrower, who's a local property developer in the area. So the borrower is raising £244,474 for part of the purchase and the works of this current guest house. And the investors in this particular investment opportunity receive first legal charge over the property. A cash injection of £27,000 has been made from the borrower, which will go towards the purchase price of the property and also form part of that security. So £153,000 of the loan amount will go to the remaining balance of the purchase, and the remaining funds will then go towards the build. So the exit strategy for this, which we'll run through in a lot more depth later on, is to sell the units off plan. So here we can see Columbus Ravine. It's currently used as a guest house. It is a little bit tired, it is a little bit dated, and that was reflected in the purchase price and the independent valuation. So currently on the ground floor, there's 2 reception rooms and a WC. The first floor, we've got 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. On the second floor, we've got 3 bedrooms and a box room. So as mentioned, this is going to be converted into 3 two-bedroom apartments, and we'll have a look at the plans a little bit later. So further shots of the outside of the building. So the project overview, as mentioned, the total loan amount is £244,474 with a forecasted GDV, so gross development value, of £375,000. The loan interest rate is 10% per annum, and the bonus interest for any investments over £20,000 is 2%. The loan term on this particular option is 8 months, and the repayment of interest and capital is at the end of the term. The security in place on this loan is first legal charge, personal guarantee, and borrower's equity, which is £27,000. The exit for the development is off-plan, open market sale, and the planning has already been approved. The RICS independent valuation has been completed. That's where the current valuation has come from, and also the forecasted GDV. It is SAS compatible, ISA compatible, and the minimum investment is just £250. So we'll have a full look through the financial overview now. The purchase price is £180,000. The cost of works is £82,500. The legals are £900. The stamp duty land tax is £5,400. Planning and SIL costs come to £2,674, giving the total cost to £271,474 with a cash injection from the borrower going against the purchase price of £27,000, leaving the total loan required, as mentioned, at £244,474. Financial costs for the developer are £26,250, and the developer profit at the end, including the financial cost, is £77,276. With a forecasted GDV of 375, it gives you a forecasted profit against GDV of 20% and gives the developer the forecasted profit against cost of 26%. So the loan to values against the gross development value is 65%. The loan to value of purchase price is 85%, which allows for a healthy safety margin at both the start of the project and towards the end of the project. So at the start of the project, there's a built-in 15% safety margin. At the end of the project, so the loan to value against GDV, there's a 35% safety margin built in. The loan to value of works is 100%. Well, Scarborough is an affordable seaside town right in the heart of the northeast. The property itself is right on the end of a quiet road. The A64 links both Scarborough with Moulton, York and Leeds. And the drive to the centre of York is around about 1 hour and 10 minutes. So the area itself, Scarborough, has direct train links to Liverpool, Manchester, Blackpool, Leeds, Huddersfield and York, meaning it's really accessible, and that's why it's got such a hot tourism spot. And the nearest airports are Leeds, Bradford, Humberside, Doncaster, Sheffield and Durham Tees Valley. So here you can see the Scarborough seaside. So it's got a stunning scenery, glorious beaches and lots of things to see and do. According to visitscarborough.com, the borough of Scarborough is the 3rd most visited place in the UK, and it's also home to the largest open air theatre in Europe with a 8,000 capacity. So the area has seen significant growth over the last 5 years, with an 11% increase in house prices during that period, as you can see here from August 2015 to August 2020. Further CGIs of the development itself once completed, so you can see there'll be a really high-end finish with stunning modern styling. We see now CGIs of the plans and the plans themselves. So we've got the ground floor, first floor and the second floor as well, all taking a very similar style of the project. So the support network at Sourced HQ. So as mentioned on the first couple of slides, we have over 100 offices now in the UK. So the role of Sourced HQ is to assess projects and manage the launch. We're able to facilitate the project through the Source Capital platform. We support the borrower at each phase of the project. So if the borrower comes up against any potential issues, they're able to come to ourselves and seek advice and seek help through the property experience that we have. And that property experience is over 100 years, covering property sourcing, property development, property sales and lettings, and also property funding. So at this point now, we'd like to introduce Sarah, who's the borrower and the developer on this particular project. Hi, Sarah, how are you doing?
Hi, John. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Thank you very much. We've obviously looked through all the facts, all the figures on the project, looked at the plans, and I have to say it looks like an amazing project, right in the heart, really, of the Scarborough Town Centre.
It is, yeah. Bang smack in the middle.
Perfect. Looks like a great location. So we'll run through a little bit of your experience, and then I'll ask a couple of questions which investors like to know, and then we'll go from there.
Okie doke. So I joined Sourced about 18 months ago, and since then I've done project management for the refurbishment of a 3-bed terrace, which was quite a big job considering it was only a 3-bed terrace. It was knocking walls through and ripping out the kitchen and the bathroom and doing an extension. It was a full-on job. But that was a really great project to sort of get my teeth in, to get started, and it sort of spurred me on to do other things, and I've been involved with the development, the conversion and the development of the old Dutch embassy in Hull. So
yeah, that's the High Street project, isn't it? The 8-bedroom conversion.
Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, I found that project and worked closely with the architects and the council, because they're quite keen to develop, well, all along the East Coast. It's they're keen to develop the whole area, really, right from Middlesbrough down to Hull. And so yeah, working with the architects was a new experience with me, but something that I learned a lot from the process. And I've worked closely with the architects on this project as well.
Perfect. So yeah, that was one of the questions, really. So when running through, most investors would ask, how did you find the property? Was it something that was on Rightmove? Is it something that you found in a different way? How did you come across this one?
It was actually word of mouth. It was when I was project managing the refurbishment of the terraced house, because my car's branded with the sourced logo. So I was constantly driving up and down the street, and somebody just stopped me one day and said, "I don't suppose you know anyone that can buy property?" Funnily enough, me. So
Brilliant.
it was actually that lady's sister who owns the property at the moment. So we were introduced, and I've built up such a good relationship with the vendors. I take them a 4-pack of Guinness every now and then.
That's one way to secure a deal. So in terms of the development, we've mentioned it quite a few times so far on the webinar, but you're converting this into 3 2-bedroom build. Is there any particular reason for going down that route with the planning and the development of this particular build?
I think in the current climate, with lockdown and people wanting to staycation more than vacation abroad, I think serviced accommodation is going to be a booming industry over the next few years, and Scarborough Council inputting a cash injection of £25 million to regenerate the area. So I think that, coupled with first-time buyers, I think it'll appeal to people like that as well. So, you know, people coming in who want maybe a second home or to use it as serviced accommodation, and first-time buyers.
Perfect. So you've kind of hit quite a few different markets there, and as we've mentioned, the exit strategy is obviously a planned sell-off plan.
Yeah.
So we've got terrific CGIs in place. And have you had any interest as of yet? Have you built your network to potentially find investors for this if you do sell it down the service accommodation?
I've got a couple of interested parties. The Scarborough Council are actually looking at purchasing it off plan.
Okay, wow.
Which would be great. And then there's another investment group from Japan who are also looking at investing in the area. So in conversation with them as well.
Okay, amazing. So looking at the build itself and the plan, it's an 8 months long term. How long expected is the build term?
8 to 10 weeks they expect it to be done.
Okay, so it leaves plenty of time then to go through the process of selling, if unsuccessful at selling off plan.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. So we'll run through a little bit of your experience now and the checks that we've completed. So when we've gone through any application, we'll go through a credit check, we'll go through a financial overview, and we'll also go through an AML check, which have all been completed on this particular project. And a little bit now about the borough's experience, which we've already run through. Are you local to the area then, Sarah?
I am, yeah. I moved here when I was about 5 from Sheffield.
Okay, well.
I've moved abroad. I lived abroad in Egypt and in Spain for a couple of years, but everyone says that lives here, even if you move away, there's this, it's like the Bermuda Triangle, it just draws you in.
Brilliant. So yeah, it's further down here, we can see things that we've already talked about, the current project management of the full refurbishment of the terrace property. We've also got the conversion of the old Dutch embassy in Hull. And then upon completion, like I said, we've run through pretty much every possible check that we can do regarding credit, regarding AML, regarding personal guarantees. Everything's already in place for this project, which we're looking to launch next Tuesday.
I know, exciting.
So a little bit about the builders themselves and the delivery team, so the contractors in place. They've done many different developments, right the way through from small projects up to £20 million 4-star hotel refits, with a site manager for this project of Ian Bell. So it's a really interesting build team that we've got in place on this particular development. And we can see here through the address and the details. We've got full strip outs of vacant buildings, installations. We've got another full refurbishment. Full strip out with removal of carpets, beds, wardrobe. You can see that the build team are really experienced and they know exactly what they're doing. So So we had a quick conversation earlier today, and you mentioned that the builders have been to site many times and they've got a real feel for this development.
Yeah, they're actually really excited about doing it because it's quite a prominent building, so everyone sees it when you drive, particularly when you're driving up or walking up from the beach. And Ian, he's from Scarborough, so he knows the building quite well, and he's really excited to be involved in the project.
Perfect, sounds amazing. The legals on this development, we have the conveyancing team of the purchase has been carried out by Stuart Baines of Thorpe & Co. A clean title report has been produced and provided to the platform for sign-off. The charge registration and transaction overview on behalf of Source Capital has been completed by Mr. Sean Turner of Loose Moors Solicitors. So investor security. We've touched on a couple of these points, but we'll go through them in a little bit more depth now. There are several ways in which the loan is secured for investors. The first being at first legal charge. So the first legal charge is registered against the property for the full loan amount by the following solicitors acting on behalf of the security trustees. The property values can go up or down as well, so your capital is at risk. The personal guarantee and borrower's equity. So the borrower has signed a personal guarantee for this project and has the contribution of £27,000 going towards the purchase price as a cash injection. The funds are released in stages, so this is a staged drawdown, and the funds are only accessible through the borrower providing a monitoring survey report and approval from the security trustees and of Source Capital for those funds to be released. As a platform, Source Capital is FCA regulated and is a trading name of JARC 1 Limited, which is an appointed representative of Rebuilding Society. So here you can see a little bit more about the safety margins. So as I mentioned, capital is at risk and property prices can go down as well as up. Here you can see the safety margins that are built in. So the total loan capital on the left-hand side, then you'll see the interest in the light blue covering that certain spot. Then you've got the profit and also the equity stake. So as you can see in the development, there is a healthy amount of safety margin for investors. So here we can see the bills. The build works will be carried out by the borrower and they will look to sell the units off plan. The interest will be repaid with the capital at the end of the term. And you can see just below we have sold prices for a 2-bedroom properties in the local area. We have a couple of special offers. The first one I've already mentioned, which is the 2% bonus. So anyone who invests £20,000 or more receives an extra 2% return on their capital per annum. So instead of it being 10% returns per annum, an investment over 20,000 gives you 12% returns per annum. And the £50 cashback bonus. So anyone who invests £500 on their first investment receives a £50 cashback reward at the end of the term, as well as your returns. There are 3 ways to invest. So if you've assessed the development and you're looking to invest, you can do that through either a regular investment, a innovative finance ISA, or through a pension, which is a SAS or a SIP pension. Now, how to invest? You can do this through visiting the sourcecapital.co website. Register your account if you've not already registered an account and you're not currently an investor. Pick a project, and then you can invest and earn up to 12% returns per annum. You can also refer colleagues, friends, family to ourselves and earn up to £250. So if you refer over an individual and they invest with Sourced, you'll receive up to £250 following the below criteria. All that you need to do is log into your Source Capital platform. On the right-hand side, you'll be able to find a refer a friend code. and then you just pass that code to them. Once they register, that link will correspond with your account, and once they invest, you will be rewarded with cashback. So the project itself, the Columbus Ravine, is live at 10 a.m. on the 25th of August, so on Tuesday. If you have any questions, please do get in touch, and you can do through capital@source.co, the phone number 0333 900 9999, or through sourcecapital.co. Thank you all very much for watching the webinar, listening to ourselves explain more about Columbus Ravine. And if you have anything that you would like to know, please do get in touch.